Hamp, what's crazy is most women literally are just like me. Most women have a double mind. They want to cherry pick what they want to do when they feel like they want to do it. Most women aren't straight up with what they do and pick one side or the other and live that life truthfully 24/7. I'm saying some days I like to pick who I'm talking to, and some days I like for somebody to tell me, like, oh, this is a better choice for you. It just depends on what I'm receptive for. But we're not going to sit up here and act like women just know right or wrong one way or the other, and they stick with that. Life in itself is about choices. And
Well, what I
sometimes
can't
I
get
choose
with.
me.
Go ahead.
No, I'm like, sometimes I just choose what I want. I like to cherry pick what's convenient for me.
A dangerous place to be in life is to be double-minded. And if we're gonna go back to the Bible says a double-minded man, a double-minded human, which is unstable in all their ways. And so if you find yourself having two minds or being double-minded, that's a very dangerous place. But I will venture to say this: we don't have a double mind for the most part, unless there's dissociative personality disorder. We know what we really want. We may not want to articulate it or say it because of whatever reason. It could be fear. It could be we don't want to do the right thing. We don't think we're going to actually get it. So we say we don't really want it. There could be a myriad of reasons why we don't say what we really truly want. But if deep down inside, we know what we really want. Typically, majority of people don't operate from a place of being double-minded because they know it's not a place of forward motion. You don't go forward if you got these things going on. So I don't recommend, and I don't subscribe to saying people are double-minded on the majority scale. So I think that they may think. Go ahead.
Just to condense it down, right?
I'm done.
Women want, I think this is they're saying, women want quality time, but they also want that man to be rich and successful, right? But those two things generally don't coincide, right? But women will still want and ask for both. So that's more tangible about what Dez is talking about in terms of a double-mindedness.
But that's not double.
Yeah, well, because these things are they don't work in tandem and in unison, but they're being asked for equally at the same time, right? So I want this and I want that, right? But those things aren't cohesive. But if she doesn't get either, she takes exception. That's double-mindedness, right? But just in terms of a lower level of what Dez is kind of pointing out about what women do.
But going on with what I said, though, people can't articulate. I say women. Let's keep that women at this point. Women don't articulate what they really want because you don't want a bunch of time. You want quality time. Because if for real, if you had to pick or choose quality, a bunch of time versus you making money and giving me money, they're going to pick the money things. That creates comfort. But what they still want the time is they want quality time and you being present. Yeah, so if that means I'm with you once a month, but that's what I'm saying. Like, women can't articulate that or express that. It's like, I want time, I want time, I want time. So that sounds like you got to be with me 24/7. No, it's just that when we are together,
I think. Well, yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, right? But you're what you're doing, you're hyper focused on the example, right? And saying that women just can't articulate themselves well, which is a shot at women, which kind of sucks for y'all that y'all can't convey what you want properly. Well, I think the truth is y'all want it all, right? And that those things contradict and aren't cohesive, which is kind of what Dez is more so talking about.
I'm not hyper focused on the example. I was just creating clarity around that.
On the example, right?
The example was really around that one. So if you want to pick another one, I will do the same thing with that one. And I don't.
But you're not. Stuck. But we didn't adopt your ideology.
That's fine, but and you don't. I mean, you don't have to. But I'm still going to express and clarify and provide clear-cut examples.
But what you did was speak for yourself, right?
No, I didn't speak for myself.
I'm gonna say because she spoke for me too. Shit.
Right. I know I speak for myself. Thank you, Saw it. I know I speak for myself.
In what way?
I
In what
hate
way?
because I hate that it comes across that we don't know how to articulate, being that we don't know how to articulate, but I feel where she's coming from. Like sometimes that's really what it be. Like we don't know how to put it in terms to where
I don't even know. I don't even know what sometimes means. I don't even know what sometimes means, right? So if you want the man to make money and be successful, and you understand that he's not going to be home, right? He's also going to have. Cause I just used that one example, right? Even when they ask for a man that's like if they ask for a man that's like thug adjacent, right? Am I freezing?
Yeah, you're frozen. You're not anymore, but you were.
Okay. So like when they ask for a man that's thug adjacent, right? To where he has those tendencies, you know, like those edgy, dangerous tendencies, right? Because we talked about this several times. And then women will say, I want him to be like that to everybody else but me. It makes no sense.
What it really means is I want him to be a protector. I want to feel physically.
Yeah, I'm about to say it makes absolutely sense. So what
No, it says I want him to be that way with everybody but me, right? But how a person
being able
but what I'm saying is how a person acts though, you're gonna have to receive some of that shit.
Yeah, but it's still not as full though. That's just how I see it. Like even with the time, like people make time for what they want to and what they don't want to. Like so, we understand you're gonna have to be gone, but I feel like you still have to dedicate a certain percentage of time to make sure you handle home. Like it's just as simple as
Y'all don't. And so, from a man's standpoint, which I need to understand is right. The reason why we listening to what Des is saying is simply because men often run into an issue with the women that it's never enough, right? So this isn't good enough, that's not good enough, and then when you change this, now this lacks, right? And so now we don't have the monies or whatever the case to do X, Y, and Z, and then now you got to go back to working more. But when you go back to working more, now you're not home, and then the goalposts will move. That's what she's articulating with the double-mindedness, right? And so I think that y'all are working very hard to refute but I don't think you guys even refuting it. You're just saying they're not articulating well, right? But what they're conveying is what I'm saying. You see? So if you guys are saying they're not good communicators, that's one thing. But what's being communicated is what Des is saying. You see?
So it's funny because y'all was just sitting there saying how much you have a headache listening what she was saying, but now you want to adopt it because it goes along with your narrative that women don't know what they want, they're being double-minded, which is very unfair. And so when you have me up here.
No, it was a perfect example of women's ideology.
It's a perfect example of you laughing and saying it didn't make any sense and it was nonsensical. The chat, the super chats. What are you talking about?
Reading the chat. What did I say?
You said, "Why reading the chat?" The super chat said it. I can't even see.
What did I say? What did I say? Why are you giving? Let me ask you a question. Why are you giving credence to the chat as opposed to how I was trying to help Des reconcile what she was saying?
And I was going on with you too, because you also were sitting there saying, I'm just trying to help you out, Des, because it goes along with your narrative. You got laughing at it, but it goes along with your narrative that women don't know what they want. And so when I'm sitting here saying to you,
Des said that.
Des said what?
Women are double-minded. So that's literally what we're walking through. Well, hold on, just real quick, because there's a lot being said, right? And there's a lot of conflating, right? And then there's assertions, right? So when Des and I were talking through it, right? Of course, I'm making light, right, with drinking the thing and all that, right? But I'm literally working through the different things she's saying because she's saying a bunch of different things. And then she said that women are double-minded. You see?
Correct.
And so now I just gave two examples. And so what I'm saying is you didn't disagree with the examples. You clarify what women mean when they say that, right? I'm just simply saying that that's what they're saying, and it's being taken as double-mindedness.
Right.
You see?
And so what I'm saying
Does that make sense though? First and foremost,
I heard you.
Wait, does it make sense though? Like the breakdown, so to speak.
I know what happened. I wasn't confused on what happened, on how it went down, what happened. I was never confused about that.
Can I ask a question?
Never confused.
Mm-hmm.
So when
this
I
might
sat
be
there, when I
right.
was talking, I was saying, I specifically outright said, I don't subscribe with saying majority of women are double-minded. And I gave and I don't want to regurgitate what I said. That's going to be a waste of time
Sure.
about it being unstable, right? I went along further and said it's not double-minded. It is not being clear. And I think that's a human thing. I said that. I said, however, along with this, I will say along with just the women. I said those exact words. And I said, a lot of people don't know what they really want and how to say it. And then I gave further examples of when you say you want time, of what that meant. That's not, I'm not saying that we're double-minded. It's just that you need to be very clear on what you want. And I said that before in my
100%.
dissertation as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just saying what they mean, but we're just saying what they say. And what they say comes across as double-minded. That's all. Go ahead, Nate. You had a question.
So is that a minority or a majority of women that's double-minded? Because if you don't understand that you can't have your cake and eat it too, then the issue is within self. You can't ask a man for time and ask him for money. If that man is going to go to work, he ain't got time to spend with you, but he got money to give you to spend.
But doesn't that make it seem like me? I'm honest. I tell a man up front, I'm insatiable. I'm spoiled. I want when I want when I want it. I'm honest about it. But a lot of women don't wear that jacket. But we can't even figure out what we want to eat for dinner half the time. If a man asks you where you want to eat for dinner, they done got to the point where they're like, oh, chicken or beef. But they got plans for both because they don't know what you're going to pick. It's that small that we're insatiable. It's that small that we're double-minded. You don't even know what you want to eat.
I don't know. I got the walkthrough, Hamp, what you said, like the double-minded thing, but I didn't get double-minded out of what Des was saying initially because I thought we were just talking about like choosing somebody worthwhile to vet the guys that you're dating. So, you'll be able to choose the right guy. So I didn't get the double-minded thing the first time around from you, Des. Well, I mean, it just, the breakdown didn't make sense to me at first. But
Hamp was walking me through it. Not to cut you off. Hamp
yeah,
was walking
no. That's
what
what I'm saying. I got it when he said it. But like now that I caught up, I'm just trying to figure out. I just think we're classifying it wrong. Like it's not a double-minded thing. Like it's, to me, that should be understood that you can't spend a lot of time at home when you got to work a lot. Like, and whoever is making bread, right? Like
but
that.
Tay, it's not understood though. That's the part that's the crux of the issue essentially.
Oh, okay, got it. All right, I'm caught up now.
Do y'all think the majority or minority of women are double-minded? See, like this one right here, right? So, what y'all think, ladies? Majority or minority?
Majority. We were just talking about, well, on my other podcast, like how women really don't know what they want. Like it's one thing to know, but when you get it, you don't know how, to handle it, right? Or you don't know how to receive it. Like Des was saying, like, oh, I'm insatiable and I let them know up front. But no real man's going for that. Like whatever you think you are until you come across, I think the right man. And I'm not saying he's going to be like all aggressive and, it doesn't have to be that way, but there's a way to deal with you so that none of that exists anymore. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I understand, like I understand wholeheartedly like what y'all saying, but I just understand too, like you can work 12 days a week. Well, whatever, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. But I still feel like you're still gonna make time for what you want to. Like shit. Martin Luther King, he did a whole movement and this nigga still found time to cheat. So it's like you're still gonna make time. Like it may not be all drawn out and extravagant like you may want to, but it may be just like a simple, let's sit down, let's have a little overview of our week.
No,
Just
come
talk.
All right,
on.
so I got a question. I got
Yeah,
Okay,
y'all,
Things. I just feel like it's
y'all
the
wilding. Y'all
And-
wilding right
because
now.
I really have a question. I have a
just feel
question.
like it's the simple
So
things.
what is it?
For time, when we ask for time, I just feel like it's the simple things. Like
no.
But
This
it's
is
not.
okay.
that's just my take. Shit.
If you want a man to make some good money, he is not going to be home. He's not. He's not gonna be home like you want him to. And the time he is home, he gonna be decompressing.
I understand that. I understand that 100%. But at the end of the day, that don't neglect what we have. That don't neglect the relationship or the marriage that we're in. You still have to show up. I don't give a fuck if you work at 1,000
That's
hours.
why they
You
say,
should.
marriage is based off of business first. When you go into that,
Exactly. So
you
once
have
you
to
handle your
understand what
business,
you're going for. If you want to
once
be
you
married to
handle
a
your
man that
business,
wants to give you more
you
time than money,
you
then
gotta check
you
in.
have
You
to
gotta let me know
understand
what's up.
you're going to marry a bum.
It's not marry a bum. I know niggas that really like work, but they still make time for their old lady. They still check in. Like y'all
Them,
just
them men be tapped.
Man,
Hold up, wait, hold up, man. Them men be tapped the fuck out. By the time they get to you, they probably operating at 5% capacity.
we don't get tired. You got time.
Sod, that's unrealistic.
It's
That's-
not.
Now look at this. Now look at this, Jalen. Before you finish, I mean, double-minded, being wavering, indecisive, or unstable in one's action and belief. It can also imply insincerity or hypocrisy. Right? That's literally what we witnessing. You know, good and goddamn well, if son worked 12 hours a day, bro, that man is broken the fuck down.
Okay, in the midst of you being broken down, whether it's me running your bathwater or whatever, we still want to make that time. Like
that's not enough. Sod, okay, that's not enough.
Understand about time, like y'all. Even if we're sitting there,
so, okay, let me ask a clarifying question, right? When you say time,
that's your man.
Like that's still time, even though we may not even say two things to each other. That's still intimate time where we're still in each other's space.
All right, so
for most women, that is not enough. Sitting in a room in silence, most women, it is not enough. We complain about the men not showing up for us in the way we want them to because they're too diversified everywhere else, trying to provide, trying to play with multiple hats. That they by the time they get to you, they operating at 5% capacity, and you wondering why he just want to fucking blank out and watch the game.
Yeah, I think that's a dumb problem. I don't know because I don't see
I live this every day, and I understand why they don't want to do shit when they get home.
Sod, to your point, so wait, so Sod, what you're saying, right? What you're saying is, even if that man is just in the room for 2 minutes and y'all don't say nothing to each other, that's time spent. So
now,
why is it not when y'all lay beside each other?
I didn't say 2 minutes. I said we in that room. We probably may not like talk, but we looking at a movie. We napping together. Like even if, like I said, that's me running his bathwater. He's saying, "Oh, how was your day? How was your day?" Checking in. I still feel like that's time because some niggas just do be that checked out that they don't even got that with them.
The majority, you think the majority? So let me ask you a question: is the majority or minority of niggas that be checked out after working long days?
I feel like it depends on the caliber of the nigga, but in 2025, I feel like it's most niggas.
Okay. So you see how it instantly doesn't work. Right. Well, it doesn't work. So we would
just choose for it not to. That's just
I think what would happen is we would baseline off the majority, right? And I think if you want a man who can produce the way in which you want, but he has to work to do so, then it's gonna suffer in other places, right? That's simply what's being said. And that's why when Dez was talking about double-minded, that's why that was the first opportunity the first example that came to mind, because the asks. And what Jalen's saying, I think, is you would be the minority in saying, I could run his bathwater and we can go to sleep together as quality time. When I had my wife up here and she was saying, I think she said sex doesn't count as quality time. And the women in the chat agreed. Do you guys agree?
So Hamp, just so we're clear, it is safe to say that women are insatiable and indecisive for the majority, not the minority, but the majority.
When we looked up double-minded, that's what it's saying.
Okay, so when I said that and everybody was like looking all ghost-faced, it was like, no, not me. No, not me. I'm not double-minded.
And
that can truly stick. If we're not double-minded, we're not double-minded.
And I'm not double-minded.
Okay, so of
Course,
course,
you never been double-minded ever. You've never been
of course,
double-minded
women, if not all of us, are double-minded.
I know I am.
Yes, we understand that we're double-minded. It's in our nature. Cool.
Very indecisive.
Concede. Fine. But there's a way to combat that, unless you just want to sit in that double-mindedness all day.
But women are automatically
Trying to
double-minded.
being more understanding and trying to kind of compromise helps him out in the long run, instead of you being double-minded, don't want to make a decision, want to nag him all day about how you don't get good quality time, but you also want him to work, but you also want this how, like, come on, just try to compromise and combat the double-mindedness. I know we all got it, but just a little bit of logic helps him out. Just a little bit.
I get that. I agree with you, Jalen, to be empathetic and compassionate to the men persona and what they have to deal with as male figures, right? What I'm saying is the first natural response for a woman is to be double-minded, insatiable, and bratty. That's what I'm saying. But
most women sit in that and use it as an excuse that it's just natural and their natural disposition, instead of trying to compromise and combat that. You can combat that if you want to. You are choosing not to.
Damn.
That's the
and that's
problem.
what I'm saying. Majority of women do that. I just tell them up front, this is what I come with. I need reassurance. I need this. I just tell him, and if he can't fulfill the tall order, then we both walk away unscathed. That's it. But I'm trying to make y'all safe in a space to be a woman, and you don't always have to be so rigid. Wait, I'm not done. I haven't even landed my plane yet. I'm trying to give y'all a space of who I am naturally as a woman. Y'all want to act all cool and too cool for school. Like, no, I ain't double-minded. I ain't double-minded, but you know you are. You have been. Y'all act like y'all
you cannot sit here and say what we are because you are. That's crazy as hell.
No.
You're saying you never been double-minded in your life.
He's saying
as long as you've been here.
So Nay, real quick before you respond. She's saying y'all, she's saying women, the majority of women are double-minded. So now go. Do you disagree with her?
No, majority of women are double-minded.
Okay, but go ahead.
But she couldn't put a percentage to it. That was the purpose of me asking a minority or a majority. Don't say women, because
she said majority.
When I say that, if somebody asks me what I want in a man, I want stability, baby. Go to work. That quality time will come eventually. If that quality time comes, we in the grave together.
Stability is going to change based off the season, though. Nate, everything is not black or white. There's gray, and women thrive and women operate in gray, because one day you want ice cream, the next day you want pie. Be real.
I'm very consistent with what I want, and I ain't switched up in the last 3 damn months, and I ain't gonna I'm not gonna start switching up.
3 months. You said 3 months?
Don't start Hamp.
What? 3 months?
I was about to say, Nate, I don't even know why you opened that can of worms when you said 3 months. Like,
3 months.
I don't even know why you did that.